right. What's the answer to A? 6. How do we get that, though? I mean, and don't say common sense. Like, there's a way to get this.
6 times 6.
Yes, but how could we solve this using the calculator? Square root. Very good. Square root. Now, if this was not on the ACT and if this was a regular class, I would only give you half credit. Does anybody know why I would only give you half credit? You didn't show work. 1. When we take the square root or the root of any even radical, we always have 2 answers, a plus minus, a positive 6 and a negative 6. Do you guys remember this from? Yeah. So remember, like, it's going to be negative 6 times negative 6. Negative 6 times negative 6 is positive 36. So there are 2 answers for this. There are always 2 answers when you're solving for x and you're taking an even root. Okay? Always. Always, always, always. Okay? George, I saw you doing this. What is the first thing you should do over here? Okay? What do you get then? Okay, and then? Okay? Can't hear. Okay, if this was not an ACT prep class and a regular class, I would not give you full credit. Why? You need your plus and minus. Okay? Snaps or hands? Or not? Did I do that in this class? I don't do I do snaps and hands in this class? No. Oh, okay, my bad. I got it mixed up with my 12th graders. Okay, any questions? Are we sure? Okay. All right. What is the area of a rectangle? What is the formula for the area of a rectangle? Length times width. Remember, this is not something that the ACT will give you. Okay? So what is the area of one of these squares? 25. There are 2 ways you could have done this. You could have done it the long, no shade, but shade, middle school way of you're counting each of these squares. Or you can do 5 times 5. Any questions on that? Okay. Then what's the answer to this one? 16. Any questions? Are we sure? So if you did not have this down, you should write this down. All right. Am I going too fast? Thank you, Lucia. Can I go down? All right. Here now are the tricky ones. What is the square root of 25?
5.
Very good. What's the square root of 64?
8.
Now, is 242 a perfect square? No, there are no 2 numbers that multiply to get you this. So I need to find factors. What is one factor of 242?
121 and 2.
121 and 2. Now, juniors, if you didn't realize that, this is an even number. So you should always start with dividing by 2. This is an even number. If it ends in a 0 or 5, what should you always start with? A 5. Okay, you said it right, but you didn't have any confidence. Okay? Are either of these numbers a perfect square? 121 is a perfect square. Luciano, what is the square root of 121? 11. Good job, Luciano. Questions? Did you guys learn this last year? Oh, okay. Good. Kind of, sort of? I will ask Ms. Guzman and Madrigal. All right. So give me factors of 32 where 1 is going to be a perfect square. 2 and 16, 16 and 2. So what is the square root of 16? 4. Now, some of you are like, well, do I add it? Do I multiply? Remember, way back when we were talking about operations, if there's no operation, the understood operation is what? Multiplication. So if there's no addition, subtraction, or division sign, we're going to assume, we're going to not assume, we know it's multiplication. And then what's 5 times 4? 20. Questions? Am I going too fast? I feel like I'm speaking really fast today. I am, but it's okay. Oh. Okay. All right, last one. Give me the factors where one of them is a perfect square. 3 and 9. Which one of these will take the square root? 9, so that gives me what? 3. And then the final answer is 12 root 3. Questions? Alright, today we're going to work on, I know I forgot to change the thing. We're going to work on Pythagorean theorem. We're going to work what?
No, nothing.
Too easy?
No.
Oh, I found something that's not easy for you. We're going to work on Pythagorean theorem. We're going to work on finding sides using the Pythagorean theorem. And then we're going to work on whether a triangle is classified as a right triangle. Remember I said it does not matter what it looks like. What it matters is if we have specific things. Because I can make everything look like a right triangle, but that doesn't mean it is a right triangle. Please don't throw these out. I know some of you have been just leaving your stuff here, but please don't just throw them out. If you want us to keep them, please. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Are we ready? Before I start, does anybody need to go to the bathroom? Oh, okay, cool. Great. Okay. Let's see if we can get to the ticket today. All right. These are all things that we should know from last year. Pythagorean theorem. You did Pythagorean theorem last year, right? Yeah. Okay. A right triangle is a triangle that has 3 sides where one of them is a 90-degree angle. If I go too fast, please let me know. I'm just speeding through these because these is all review. Hypotenuse. Now, this is the thing that students always forget. Seniors always forget this too. A lot of seniors forget this. The hypotenuse is always across from the right angle. It does not matter the position of your triangle. It is always across from the right angle. Always, 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 always. Does not matter. Always. It is also the longest side. I'm sorry, let me correct that. Longest measurement. Because I can make it look like it's a long side, but it doesn't matter. It's the measurement. So it depends on the number. The legs of a right triangle form the right angle. So this is a leg, and this is a leg. Am I going too fast? Okay. They always form the right angle. The 2 legs always form the right angle. Square root, we've already talked about that. So this is a square root. A perfect square is a number that has factors of the same. So 5 times 5, or 5 squared, is 25. A square, and this is where I was arguing, who was I arguing with this? Chris? A square has all the same sides. All of the sides are congruent. Remember, congruent means the same measure. And it has all right angles. Okay? All the sides are congruent. All of them form 90-degree angles. And approximate, what's a definition of approximate? Can't hear you. Estimated amount. Estimated. Sorry, can't spell. Okay, not exact, it's estimated. Questions on that? So just a review. Okay. All right, some fill in the blanks. Pythagorean theorem. In a right triangle, the sum of the two legs, the sum of the squares of the two legs should be are equal, are equal to the, maybe it's not, square of the hypotenuse. Miss Santana, I don't understand those words. What does that mean in math? Can anybody tell me what the Pythagorean theorem is?
A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
Very good. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Where? Let's go down here. A and B are the legs, and C is your hypotenuse. That is a right triangle. The sum of the square of the legs has to equal to the square of the hypotenuse. The sum of the square of the legs has to be equal to the square of the hypotenuse. But Miss Santana, what if it's not equal? Then we can classify them as two different triangles. If it is greater, so if the square of the hypotenuse is greater, then the triangle is obtuse. Remember, an obtuse triangle has one angle that's greater than 90 degrees. Excuse me. Thank you. What happens if it's not greater? Then, if it's less than, what is the other triangle that we have? Does anybody know? Acute. Very good. Ah, you remember some stuff. And I can't spell today. Cool? All right. Are we ready? Luciano, are you ready?
Yeah.
You sounded very upset when I said we're doing right triangles. Okay. So we've seen these problems before. Sorry. Does everybody have that down? No? Yes? Maybe so? Okay. All right. So we need to find the length of the missing side. Before we continue, what is the length of the missing side called? Hypotenuse. Why is it the hypotenuse? It's across from the right angle. So this I'm going to just label as C. Okay? Because remember, hypotenuse is C in your Pythagorean theorem. What should I label the other two sides as? A and B. Doesn't matter. No, it does not matter. And I've stressed this so much over my 15 years of teaching that it does not matter which one you label as A and B. What matters is C. What matters is your hypotenuse. A and B. So I'm going to put it into the formula. Am I off screen?
No.
Thank you. So we have 5 squared plus 12 squared is equal to C squared. How do I solve this? Bueller. 25. What's 12 squared?
144.
144 is equal to C squared. Add them up. That gives you 169. Don't, shush. I want to point out something here. Remember, the ACT is a multiple choice test. The ACT is going to throw in things to misdirect you. They will put this in as an answer choice. This is not the answer choice. Why is this not the answer choice? Because you have to take the square root. Okay? Don't just stop there. Make sure you're completing the entire problem. So we need to take the square root, and that gives me 13. Oh, thanks. I don't know who's saying that, but thank you. Questions? George, you need me to put it up? No? All right. Good? Okay. I honestly think I'm going to skip example 2 because that is not on the exit ticket today. Okay? Oh, I'm sorry I'm boring you. Yeah, that's not on the ticket today. Let's skip it. Flip over. Okay. This is what you're going to do. Are you ready? On the back, we have two problems at the top. So we're going to skip these right now. Skip these right now. Skip these right now. We have two problems.